Sam, can I get you to speak for an extended period of time for me real quick?
Yeah, okay, sure. What do I say? Oh, how much wood did the woodchuck chuck? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? A woodchuck could chuck wood.
Are you speaking through a piece of toast?
Yeah, that sounds bad. Sam, if you have the same issue I do, make sure it's actually going
he's got a
through
completely different problem. We'll get
does
into
he?
it.
Okay.
We'll get into
Ignore
it
him.
when we start. He's got a completely different issue.
Yeah.
On this week's episode of Collective Stupidity, watch me make a website.
Yeah. Here we go.
Jesus Christ. I greatly miscalculated the volume settings for you.
I don't know what I want to do for address because I kind of don't want to have my home address.
Oh yeah, do not put your address on. I put down for my address. I think the city of Rochester is what I put down. You should put down exactly what I say. 1450 Culver Road, Rochester, New York.
What is that?
Is that your address?
It may or may not be a very prominent gay bar in Rochester.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Collective Stupidity podcast, or just Collective Stupidity. If you're a little short on time, you don't want to say the whole thing. That's fine. This is the only podcast that is guaranteed to leave you with fewer brain cells than when you started with. And I'm proud to announce we're keeping up with our tradition of not having everyone where they need to be when they need to be there. As we are starting 18 minutes late, and Samuel is in a motor vehicle.
Hello.
Which.
Oh.
Sam, would you like to explain to the gentle listeners what you're doing right now? What your situation is?
So
I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think this is gonna work. Well,
it's unintelligible.
And that's how. And then
Well, hold on. Let's give him a chance. He hasn't said a full sentence yet. Just give him a chance, please.
TRB, our journalism.
Oh, I gotta mute myself. I'm gonna throw up laughter.
No, okay, seriously. Serious stuff. I apologize. Okay, I can't go on much longer with that.
Oh, was that a bit?
So,
It was a bit. Okay. So,
was it? Oh my god. So, translate. I'm Sam. I have no audio.
Explain yourself right now.
Okay. So not necessarily friends, classmates of ours. Well, yeah, they're friends. I consider them friends. They, in our project, right? So just a little bit of background. We are all in the middle of a very strenuous video project where it's a strenuous project where we are getting shots of historic sites in our area. And the group that doesn't have a car, if you remember, they were fighting for the closest marker because they do not have a car. That marker is a 50-minute walk away from campus. And they needed a ride.
50 minutes? Oh, God.
50 minutes. It's not close by at all. It was not. It's like literally, like, you know where the Lowe's is in this humdum town of ours?
Oh, is it by the Lowe's?
It's right. Yeah, it's by the Lowe's.
Awesome.
That's exactly where. Yeah, and they were gonna Uber. They had no idea what the frick they were gonna do. They were gonna Uber or something. And the kind Samaritan that I am, who adheres by the laws of the Bible, actually the Quran, but, I offered my car and my services to get up my blessings for the month.
I already know.
So
as we all know, Leviticus chapter 12, verse 18, thou shalt provide, my homies will provide. You all know that one. I have it tattooed to my calf. That is very sweet of you, Sam. I'm teasing way too much. It's very nice of you.
It's very nice of you. I just wish it didn't negatively affect me, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And honestly, though, I think it might be funnier this way because that audio quality is
hilarious. I don't want to belittle your efforts, Sam. I would never want to do that. However,
you sound like shit.
Well, that yes, but I am 90% sure the university provides a bus between them and Walmart and Lowe's daily.
I don't think I've ever seen the bus at that Lowe's. I've seen it at Walmart for obvious reasons.
I don't think it goes to Lowe's.
And maybe it doesn't go to Lowe's. It goes to Walmart.
It gets you to Walmart, which is a lot fucking closer. That's like most of the That's most of the walk.
And then,
Are they coming from campus though?
Yeah, they are coming from
So
campus.
how is that a 50-minute walk? Is it really that far?
Bro. Probably according to Google Translate.
Google Translate is telling them.
Or Google Translate.
Maybe it isn't a 50-minute walk. I mean, they say 40. One of them added an extra 10 minutes. With the heavy camera equipment. I mean, yeah, did I put myself in a bad situation? Yes. Am I regretting that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I
and,
words right? Arguable, but
Am I
Am I the only one that didn't get a word of that?
no, I got nothing.
Okay. So we were all sitting there going, yep, sure.
Yep.
aye, Captain.
You know, the funny thing is about this, though, we did the test, like, last night when you were in your car. It sounded great. It sounded like you were on your phone, obviously.
What the hell?
Like,
What the hell did you do?
probably the fact that it was in my hometown and apparently is the Mojave Desert. That's probably what it is.
Since if you have I'm assuming you have a car, you could buzz over to like Lowe's and just mooch off the Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's literally where I am. I'm in the Lowe's parking lot, and it has not improved.
believe it or not, it was worse where he was previously.
I do find it hard to believe, but I trust it is true.
You lying about being at Lowe's? No, why?
I can't tell if he's angry or if he just like isn't making sense.
I feel like I'm
I'm
trying to talk to the demon in my walls.
It's like it's a lot like talking to like my grandfather when he had his jaw removed from cancer. Right, like, everything he's saying is there's nothing going through, and I don't really know what he's saying. And okay, just give him a beer, and we'll be set.
All right, Grandpa.
Yeah.
I love you, Grandpa. Let's get you to bed.
It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I know where's Grandpa. That's all you hear. It's like, oh, thanks, Grandpa.
He has brief moments of clarity. Well, now that he's had that explanation, I've been completely derailed for this entire episode. I have no idea
Hey,
what I'm
you want me
doing
to be you back in? You
well,
good to go?
you said you had a follow. You want to talk about your follow-up to last episode?
Yeah, I did have some follow-up last night. I listened back to the show as I do before it goes live, and I got two notes. The first one is, if you ever listen to yourself talk,
Yeah.
A, your voice sounds way different in person than it does in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And B, it's quite frustrating to listen to myself talk about subjects. The entire time I was like, you idiot, you just say this and you'll say what you're trying to convey, but you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
So last show we talked in length about sort of ethics within producing media and J Station, right? And the word I was looking for that I couldn't find was intent, right? All of it's about intent. Like J Station's intent is to deceive kids for money, which makes his work bad. But if you were to do that show and your intent is much more wholesome, there's less of an issue of that. The ethical part of it comes from intent. That's what I was looking for, and that's the word I couldn't find. I think I listed like 18 other words that were close to it, but not that word. But that was the word I was looking for. Was the word intent? Just want to get it off my chest, to the world. That it's your intent is what matters here. There's a show from Discovery called Exploration Unknown. Because I've heard of that.
I remember. I like that show.
It's Josh Gates' favorite show. I love that show. It's a great show. Now that show it's different, but it's in the same vein where they kind of explore urban legends and stuff like that. Although it does a lot more archaeology than urban legends, but there's a couple where they chase down like the Mothman or whatever, right? But the intent of that is not to deceive. The intent of that is much different than deceit. It's much more in the vein of documentation and entertainment than to be deceitful. And so, like, Exploration Unknown works as a show, even though it's covering some more taboo topics, because it has a good intent. So that was the point I was trying to make last show that I totally didn't get across in my endless rambling as a terrible philosopher. But that was that I want to get off my chest, and I have, and now I'm good to retire for the day.
You've done your part. You're gonna go home.
Yeah, I'm gonna step away from my office and go to my bed and then slip into a coma. What's that?
I'm going to simply expire.
I'm already in my jammies. We're already in a step right direction.
Oh, I remember what I was going to
Thoughts?
start the episode
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, did I interrupt you?
Yeah, you did.
Would you like to finish whatever I interrupted? I apologize. That's my fault. I'd love for you to finish your thought.
Was that towards me?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was talking to me. I was like, I was not saying
No,
anything.
I intentionally interrupted whatever sputtering was going on with you. I was talking specifically to Dominic.
Well, I was just gonna say, do you have any thoughts?
Oh yeah, no,
I
I very much agree. It's about if you're intending to be scummy and like trying to take advantage of your audience, then that's not good.
I mean, it's like hang on. Here's the thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you know your kid's audience, so let's say you have an audience of children. Is it scummy to use eye-catching thumbnails and ridiculous titles if it's entertaining to children?
Okay, so that's a different issue. What you're talking about is clickbait. No.
Yeah.
Clickbait is a whole different drag.
That's a whole. Yeah, I was gonna say that's like a whole different like can of worms.
Yeah, clickbait. I am staunchly against hardcore clickbait. I think a little bit of clickbait is important and necessary, unfortunately, because you need to like make yourself stand out somehow. But if you're doing the red circles thing, if you're doing the 3 a.m. gone wrong thing,
cops called.
I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. You should kill yourself. Like I hate it so much.
It is.
I completely agree. Clickbait, like in its purity, right? And for those who don't know what we're talking about, I can't imagine there's anybody in the world is still listening to the show who doesn't know what we're talking about. But on the off chance that there is, clickbait are YouTube thumbnails that have no relevance to what's in the video and go over the top to try to sell.
These guys will say like cops called. You know what I'm talking about? Like in the
over the top
parentheses.
Things that don't relate to the video that get you to click on it.
They'll say like cops called, and then there'll be no cops. In fact, you'll just see like a cop car like drive past.
Yeah, that's the thing. They either what they put in the thumbnail and the title either doesn't show up or it does show up at the very end, and it's not exactly what it says, and that pisses me off.
Yeah. So I'm looking at clickbait on like YouTube, and I just found a really good one. I'm gonna share with you.
Oh Jesus! I don't like where this is going.
Here we
It's
go.
not that bad. I'm way overhyping it, but go away. I'm yelling at my computer.
I have a good example of clickbait too. Once you send that one, I think mine is going to be rather different from yours, but so
That's good.
So for the audio listeners out there, what we have is I believe the sport is called soccer, and we have Ronaldo, the famed soccer player, with a with a chainsaw in his hand, going at another player. It's a really poorly photoshopped thing. That arm is messed up, man. It's
Have a look down.
The second one.
You could explain that one too.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure I can capture its audacity in a sentence.
I believe this is the same sport, soccer, and I believe this based on the fact that one of the men is lying on the ground crying because that's typically what they do. And I'm just now realizing that man is also photoshopped because he has no shadow, but that's neither here nor there. He's 100% sitting on a bench and he's rotated sideways. But yeah, so he's that man's on the ground, and then there's another man above him, who is, shall we say, relieving his urinary tract of its duties.
He's relieving himself.
Yeah, and then there's a yellow arrow pointing right at the stream, if you will. And then because they had to fill the space on the left half of the screen, there's a crying laughing emoji, and I think that's prime clickbait right there. I have an example of clickbait I'd like to share. This might be my favorite image I have on my hard drive. Take a look at this.
Your wit?
Jornuit. Jornuit.
What
does that mean? What does that mean?
Is that what that is?
I think so.
No,
I
and
think so. So what we have here,
That's cool.
let me give a breakdown real quick for this. On the left half of the screen, we have a normal Minecraft scene. We have a villager standing on a grassy knoll, I'll call it. And he's got some water behind him, and there's like a tree and whatever, and it's daytime, and it's nice and happy. And above him, it says Jor, and then there's a little arrow at the top of the screen pointing to the night half of the screen, the Nuit. On the right half of the screen, the water has turned blood red, and the villager has morphed into an amalgus horror. His mouth agape, and he has the Herobrine eyes.
Do you think it's real?
It looks pretty real to me. I mean, I don't know what about that. It doesn't look real. You know,
this is straight up disinformation. I mean, I've never seen any of this at night.
Well, you haven't seen that face at night? What are you talking about? I see it.
I haven't seen that.
Every time I close my eyes. Every time I close my eyes. He's there.
My friend, you need an exorcism. That's what that tells me. You need an exorcism. Exorcism.
Hinga-dinga-durgan. That's what you sound like now.
Oh my god.
God.
This podcast is chaos.
I hate myself so much. You have no idea. But let's continue. You have an actual topic to go over.
I do have...
This is a great time to go for the topic.
I have an actual topic. We're going to get to a topic.
We'll get to a topic by next month.
No, we're getting to it now, goddammit. In my social circle, you might call it, there's been a lot of people traveling. Like last weekend, I had a friend go down to New York City, and then I had another group of friends go on a little trip. They rented an Airbnb, and they kind of chilled out around SUNY Polytechnic. And so travel's a big you know. We're going to talk about travel. Is my point. We're talking about travel today.
Really?
So my question is, if you had to pick one location you wanted to travel to, where would you choose to go? You know, you spend like a month there. Let's say you have a month to spend in like any place of your choosing. Where are you guys going?
Who wants to go first?
You want me to go first so I can give you some time?
Yeah. You go first because you're the one who's thought about who's had this in mind for the last.
Yeah, give me a minute to mull over this. I already have an answer though, but go for it.
Right. So I have a long-standing desire. I want to do like a trip, like touring the UK and Ireland, like the British Isles.
Oh,
That's always been my dream because they have such a fascinating culture to me. Because on the one hand, the British absolutely suck, but they're also like so chill at the same time, and they have so many funny phrases, and I just think it would be a joy to go there. And then like in Ireland, you could go to a nice pub. You know, you could get a pint of Guinness, because that's what they do there. They do pints of Guinness, and I just think it'd be a really nice experience. I feel like it'd be, of all the places, you know, it's English speaking, so I don't have to worry about translating things. And I feel like it'd be a really chill experience.
You go far up north, you're not going to understand shit that they're saying.
Yeah, no, it's English speaking until you get to Scotland, but that's neither here nor there.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot as a place. Actually, I'd love to visit the UK too, at some point.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, like what gets me about the UK, and this gets me about a lot of Europe for that matter, is that it's old, right?
Yeah,
it's so old. Well, in the States, right? We live in the older part of the United States, kind of the New England area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're not technically New England, we're kind of in that band. Where we will have buildings that are about 150, maybe if we're lucky, 200 years old, right? And like to us, you know, a building is from 1840. That's old, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's seen some stuff. But casually in like London, right? They'll have pieces of architecture. They'll have buildings that are casually, 1,000 years old, 900 years old. This is a pub from the late 1280s, right? And we just don't have that here. And I find that completely admirable. Not admirable, that's not the right word, but it's fascinating. I love old architecture, and I love the persistence of it because it all tells history now. You go in those old pubs, like, oh yeah, that was a shotgun shell from one of the barrels we had at some point. That's a knife blade in the wall from some medieval peasant in the 1500s, and it's great. I love that level of history there that we just don't have in the States, and because we're just not The United States isn't that old. Like we're what,
Yeah.
120? No, 250 years old
Yeah, something like that. Coming
this
up on
year.
300 relatively soon.
I mean, there's exceptions, right? You got like the Pablo Native Americans have some very old cities out in like Nevada,
Yeah.
but there's very limited number of those around, and for the most part, there's pretty much none of them up in the New England East Coast area. No, I'm with you on that one. I like that a lot about the UK.
I've also I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 recently. I don't know. Are you?
Ah,
Jesus! Oh my God! What did I do? What did I do?
So I go on this like long tangent about how it's beautiful to be in UK because it's all ice and old. And yeah, I played this video game once.
I swear to God, no. I'm getting to a point. I'm getting to a point. God damn it! I'm not comparing it to a video game. I'm not comparing it to a video game. What I'm
I know
saying.
you're not, but it's very funny.
What I'm saying is, the game is like it's their goal is to be as realistic as possible, and what they've done is they've turned like 1400s Bohemia into a video game, and I also have a dream of going to all the places in that game that you visit because it's interesting. I've experienced things there. I'm not comparing real life to a video game. I just want to be clear about that. That was not my intention. I don't know why that decided it needed to be universally scorned by everyone in this call. As soon as I said it, everybody went, "Ah!" at the same time. That's
Okay, bud.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
modern day Bohemia. I get it. I understand it. Yeah, like, I really want to go to the UK. I played Kingdom Come Deliverance.
It was a segue. It was a segue. I was segueing to another idea. That's all I was doing. That's all I was doing. I do not. Why am I still getting hate?
Nobody's saying they hate you. No, that's not. It's not hard.
I really want to go to space. I played Mario Galaxy once in 2012.
It's not what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
We are definitely teasing you. For the listeners, we are friends, by the way.
No,
Maybe
we're
not anymore.
I hate all of you.
Okay, so we have England.
Don't fucking say it. just pretend it didn't happen. I might cut it out of the episode. I don't know if I want to post me getting IRL ratioed on the internet. I don't know if that's something I want to do. Anyways, does anybody else have any like ideal places they'd want to visit sometime in their life?
I'd say so.
Yeah, where would you go?
I'd like to visit a place. I have a dream.
Okay, number one, you're not Martin Luther King Jr. Number two, I swear to God. I swear to God.
4
No, that's
later.
not even the same. Like, that's
7 years.
In 4 7 years, I want to go to Italy.
Italy, I love
Italy's
it.
a good
It's big.
place.
Italy
Italy's
is
a
a
great-
nice place because I'm Italian. I would like to go on a cruise through Italy or around Italy, not through Italy.
Yeah, that is
It might be
impossible.
If I go
That's
through it,
wrong.
if I try to get a boat through Italy,
You'd have to dig a canal, and that might
People-
take more than
people-
your lifespan.
that might take more than 7 years.
That
Yeah, there might be some comments from the locals about that. They might not be too happy about that. Anywhere in particular in Italy, or just like Italy in general, like the Alps or like Sicilia or in the middle somewhere.
Sicilia. I know I want to see Rome. I know I want to
Oh.
see Sicily. I do want to go to Milan, Naples. Yeah, I said Sicily.
At this point, you may as well just read every town that comes up on the Google Maps.
San Marino.
That's not
below-
Italy. That's its
Yeah, it
own.
is.
No, it's not.
Oh,
San
is that
Marino is
really-
its own nation.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a country.
the Vatican.
Again,
Vatican
that's
City.
also its own nation.
Okay,
But-
it's
The Vatican
it's
would be
its own-
cool to see, though.
I
That
was
would
gonna
be
say
nice.
it's its own nation. It's its own nation, but the point still stands. It's like
It's
like-
in the middle of Italy, in the middle of Rome.
it's in the
so-
Italian peninsula, and
Yeah.
I'd like to go see it. Like what's it called? The Sistine Chapel.
Mhm.
Yes,
I'd
the
love to
Sistine
see. I love to
Chapel.
see the Sistine Chapel. I also want to go to Greece,
Mm.
Oh, okay.
The
That one's a
country.
bit
the
different.
country.
Okay,
As opposed to
else?
the town in upstate New York. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking the musical. Okay, my fault. Sorry,
Great.
my fault.
Yeah,
I don't know how
yeah.
you get to the musical.
Is New York a
but
real
that's-
place? Is New York even a real place?
We don't
I
talk
mean,
about
I've
Greece.
only
New York.
seen it in Greece.
Look, Greece, New York is the monopoly jail of Rochester, right? Nobody wants to be there, and when you want there, you're just visiting.
You know where else I want to go to? Uzbekistan.
Why do you want to go to Uzbekistan? I feel
Where
like
is
it's a funny. It
you're
has a,
just
okay, I
picking it
shouldn't
because
say
of
it has
the
a.
name. You're just.
I
picking
shouldn't
it 'cause
say
of the
it
name.
has a funny name because somebody's gonna get upset about that. I think it has a satisfying name to say.
Uzbekistan. Where is that?
It's like between.
I'm looking at the cluster of stands in the Middle East, and I can't find it.
It's like
it's like
it's
near
like
Russia.
yeah.
That's
There's
near Russia?
Okay, so there's Kazakhstan, which borders Russia, and then Uzbekistan borders Kazakhstan.
Uzbekistan. Ah, okay, I found it.
As far as Greece is concerned, Athens,
Ooh, nice.
where they filmed Mamma Mia.
No shot you went from Athens, the birthplace of democracy, to where they filmed Mamma Mia. There's no shot you just did that.
Where was Mamma Mia filmed? No, hey, it actually was filmed in Greece. That's awesome.
You didn't even know.
I know it takes place. I know it takes place in Greece, but I didn't know if it was like filmed in Greece. It's like Lord of the Rings.
Well,
yeah, that's right. Lord of the Rings. Takes
No,
place
because
in a
Lord of the
fictional
Rings
place.
it takes place in a fictional setting. Like Middle Earth doesn't exist, Robert. I need you to understand this.
Greece,
Robert,
does Greece even exist?
Robert, it is crucially important to me that you understand that
Does
Gondor
Greece even
does not
exist?
exist. Mordor is not a real place. You will not find Mount Doom on Earth.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's too outlandish to
Father,
like
I know
think that
Greece
they
is known for
filmed
like
Mamma
tough
Mia
financial times, but they
not
still
in-
exist as a country. It's like they
not
fade from
in-
existence upon bankruptcy. it's not how that works.
I don't know. I've heard that like driving fatalities in Greece are like really high.
Yeah, pretty high.
Oh.
I've heard that too. For a European country, it's high. Compared
Yeah,
to,
apparently
like,
the Greeks are not good
anywhere
drivers.
else.
Figures.
What do you
Now,
mean
as far as other
figures?
places I want to go in Greece, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce any of these other places. I know how to pronounce Athens. That's about it. Oh, and
I
now
like
I'm in
you,
North
Boo. I
Macedonia.
really can appreciate that, honestly, because I don't know either. I'm happy you said it. You know what? You're
Somebody
right.
needed to
Somebody had
to vocalize it.
It's all Greek to me. I have no idea.
It's all Greek to me. I just want to say I want to visit Greece without having to like offend anybody by like pronouncing it horrendously wrong.
You don't want to
There
go
we
to
go.
You want to go to Crete? Maybe Rhodes? That you could go
Yeah,
see where the
I want to go to
Colossus is?
I want to go to where they filmed God of War.
That's not okay. That's not that's not a film. Number one.
Fully
And
offended.
number two,
I al-
he mentioned a video game and he doesn't get shit on for it? What is this double standard? Are you kidding me?
Well, it's because I made it sound like it was a film.
It's fucking.
Now, since I already mentioned Mamma Mia and Lord of the Rings,
It's because when he's talking, I tune it out.
wow, thank you. I'd also love to go see the pyramids.
The pyramids would be lovely to see too. I'd
They
love to see
aren't
those,
in
too.
Greece though. Is the
I'd
thing
love
about
Egypt.
that.
I'd love to see the pyramids and get like horrendously harassed because I'd be a tourist.
Yeah, dude. Egypt is like notoriously bad.
Yeah,
with
no,
tourists.
the Egyptians or the Egyptians like heavily exploit their fucking tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
That's
in
the point you would,
especially in Cairo. Isn't that where the pyramids are?
Yeah, Cairo.
No.
Okay. Yeah, especially
no.
in
What?
No, they're in Giza. They're in Giza because they're the Great
I think
Pyramids
Giza.
of Giza.
Oh, I'm way off. Oh, that's
Cairo
embarrassing.
is where Transformers 2 took place.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
Wait
Is
a
it
second.
really?
I'm gonna fact
Huh,
check.
where
that.
the
Give me
hell is
a second.
where the fuck is Giza?
Yeah. Wait, fact check that for a second. I don't think Giza is
Oh,
an actual.
wait a minute.
Yeah, no, it is. Or at least it used to
Giza
be.
is
that a
yep,
town?
Wait, what, gentlemen?
It's in
gentlemen,
Cairo.
gentlemen,
It's in
gentlemen.
Cairo. I
I
don't know
have
if
the
it's like
answer, gentlemen.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
is.
No, you're not saying gentleman. You're saying Robert. Let's use the correct name here.
So I have the Wikipedia answer here. The pyramids, particularly the pyramids of Giza, are located on the Giza Plateau, which is a section of land on which is the city of Cairo, of which the pyramids are in the middle of.
Oh, they're
Okay.
just outside the city. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were in. Okay, so I was kind of right. I got half points. I'm giving
I think
myself
we're all
half
right.
points.
Yeah, we're also all wrong.
They
Yeah,
also
no,
have,
yeah, the Giza Plateau. Giza itself is not a plate.
no, it does not appear to be.
Okay.
I do want to point out though that the pyramids have a 4.6 star rating on Google Maps with over 100,000 reviews.
Who gave them no stars? I mean, somebody must have given them 0 stars at some
I'm
point.
gonna look. Hold on.
Right? Have a lot. Have a lot.
They wouldn't let me walk up to the pyramids like they did that one kid at the beginning of Despicable Me.
It's amazing, however, tens of thousands of people must squeeze through one 2-foot, 30-centimeter door to enter. It's total madness. Everyone is pushing and screaming to enter.
Well, I mean, it's the pyramids of Giza. What did you expect?
I'm not saying
mean,
I have an issue with the door. I'm just saying that that's what this guy has.
I hate this ancient monument because the door is too small. Are you telling me the Egyptian slaves weren't considering the 6-foot folk who would walk through the doors?
Look at that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry the doors weren't up to code. Weren't up to fucking American code,
Yeah,
my guy.
it's not up. The pyramid doors are not up to OSHA.
It's like saying the pyramids of Giza are not like handicap accessible. Like it was made
They
for
are.
those.
They are.
But
They have a handicap accessibility thing on Google Maps.
hey, look, I'm even wrong there. So yeah.
So this is like non-fictional places, not like a fake area, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there were.
Where? Oh no. Where were you thinking that's fictional?
We got any JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fans?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. I cannot believe I got shit for making a Kingdom Come Deliverance reference, and yet you're making a JoJo reference, and everybody just seems to be okay with it.
I literally am not okay with it. I go, oh my god.
I just think there was universal disdain for what I said, and yet he brings up
I don't even
JoJo.
know what you're talking. I don't even know what the hell.
Exactly! I didn't even get to tell you what I was talking about, and you were yelling at me. Like, what do you, and then he gets to say JoJo, and nobody's yelling at him. Like, what? I'm fine. I'm good. I'm chill.
You're talking fictional or non-fictional? If it's non-fictional, I have a better answer.
Non-fictional.
Okay. All right, here we go. So, honestly, I mean, one place that I've really wanted to explore for a long time is the island of Hokkaido, which is in Japan, but it's like one of the lesser-known, talked-about areas of Japan. It's like, in Hokkaido, there used to be like a lot of, like right now, the remnants of the Ainu people, who are like the Native Americans of the Japanese continent.
Which island is it again? I totally. I mean, I heard you, but I couldn't understand what you were saying.
Hokkaido. So it's spelled Hokkaido. Hokkaido. It's like north. It's like northernmost Japan.
Hokkaido, Japan.
Oh, Hokkaido. Okay,
Oh, it's the
gotcha.
big island. The big island.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So like up there, that's where most of the Ainu people live, or the Ainu people, AINU, and those are like they're essentially the Native Americans of the Japanese island. So it's like a similar story. People from the mainland had moved down there and essentially wiped out the original settlers, or almost wiped them out. There are still Ainu people to this day, and they live in, they mostly habitat that northernmost island, and it's beautiful up there. A lot of nature. So that's one place.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of national parks. They look pretty nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, see, I would say Japan in general, but it's like, yeah, they're not the biggest fan of foreigners like overstaying their welcome, like, and plus it's also very kind of consumery, materialistic. I can't spend a whole month there. I can spend a week in like Kyoto or a week in Tokyo, but I can spend like a lot of time on that island. It's so beautiful up there. One crazy idea I had a long time ago. I don't know if I would stick to it now, but one dream I had was to move to Mongolia and learn how to be a Mongolian archer, a horseback archer. So that was also another thing that I wanted.
That would be kind of cool.
That's a hell of a dream.
Unattainable.
I like it. I admire it.
I do too. I think it's great. It's just when did you have this dream? Where did this come from?
This was about 2 years ago. So not that long ago.
You had a dream. Sorry, how many years ago? You said 2?
2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3. So you were 22 or 23, and you were seriously considering going to Mongolia and becoming a horse archer. Now, I don't want to insult your intelligence here, Samuel, but you do know that there have been numerous military innovations that have rendered horse archers obsolete, right?
There has?
Yes, there has. Horse archers are no longer the way.
Would you believe it? I barely do.
Sam, I want you to meet my good friend, the gun.
I want you to meet my good friend, the rifled musket.
I want you to meet my good friend, the AK-47, the black.
Have you ever met the machine gun, Samuel?
Yeah, Sam, if I have like a fucking LMG and I see 50 horseback archers like riding towards me across the field, they're not making it halfway across the field before they're not even making it close enough to where they can like reasonably hit me before I gun them down.
And also, Sam, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you don't actually have to take a boat to get to the Eastern Hemisphere anymore. There's these things called planes. You can just get on a plane in America here, and you can fly to Mongolia. You know, there's a lot of technology that I think you need to get caught up on before you consider this dream of yours.
Listen, okay, listen, you're fun. Listen to my reasoning. Listen to my reasoning here for a minute.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm listening.
I'll listen to something. I don't know if it's going to be
I'm
reasoning
always...
on my end, but yeah.
Listen, okay, so my thing about archery is it's a good idea to learn archery. Well, it's not a good idea. I'm not doing it for any practical reason. It was purely aesthetic. I wanted to devote myself to an art form, a physical art form that will train my body and mind and keep me in touch with nature. Horseback riding and archery. It's meditation, except not for fucking nerds. That's the idea.
Believe it or not, I do actually kind of agree with that. I took some archery classes a couple years ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I do archery again.
Yeah, archery is fun.
You know, archery is fun. It's just
it's outdated.
It's an outdated form of combat.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. Coming from like it's 2 guys. I don't think you. If I rode up on it with a horse and a bow and arrow,
archery's been an outdated form of combat for nearly 400 years. Or 300 years.
Yeah,
No, in a sense, if you were to show up at my house right now, Sam, and you had a horse and a bow and arrow, I mean, first off, congratulations.
Yeah.
The
second off, good luck getting it into the door.
Yeah, I guess I could shut the door and I'll be fine. But you probably could kill me. But that's in the account of I'm, unprepared and living in a house in Rochester. I don't own like a weapon, but I think it's a noble idea. I actually like it a lot. I think that's dope.
You don't have the stones to really pursue it now. I've grown a little too attached to the ease of modern life to live out in Mongolia. But who knows? Maybe.
Not really an issue with Mongolia, but something to note. In New York and in most of the world, your country is on a body of water, and the water will act as kind of like a sinker to keep the temperature from fluctuating. But Mongolia is in the center of a continent, so their weather is very erratic. It's all over the place. They'll have days where it's -30, and the next day it's in the 50s. You just have to get used to it. They don't have a big body of water to kind of level out the playing field there.
Yeah, it gets nuts real quick. That is true. It's a hard place, man. It's a hard land, dude.
Hard people.
Hard land, hard people. But yeah, off the record, Mongolia. On the record, Hokkaido. And then definitely the town of Morioka in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because.
My god.
Yeah, it's a beautiful town. It's a real beautiful town. It's like literally. I don't need to be a guy who has any like superpowers or anything. It's just the town itself.
Pink sky at a sunset too, without going to JoJo Land or wherever it is.
I would like to visit the country of Japan from Death Note. It was not that funny, bro.
No, it's perfectly summed up all of my thoughts.
All right, all right. All right, whatever. Let's move on. Dominic, you're next,
Fucking-
bro.
fucking-
Alright. I would.
my first
Right,
choice
right,
is a
you do.
place in an anime. My second choice is a place in Japan.
Oh my God. Still,
I can't even hear him complaining about me.
Yeah,
It's the
anyways,
best
leaves a
way,
little
it's
bit
the best
much.
way, best way to
Little
win
bit
an argument. Just hope the other person has like
This
horrendously
shitty mic
awful
quality,
mic
yeah.
quality, where you can't understand any of his argument points.
Yeah. Oh. Anyways, Dominic, what about you?
I know. I got a couple, but if I had to choose one,
Mhm.
right, it would be, and don't laugh or do. Actually, this is kind of funny. I would choose Adelaide, Australia.
Boy,
Really?
Anywhere in the world,
Good
I
night.
would
good night,
choose
mate.
Adelaide,
We're in,
Australia.
we're in Marmalade, Australia.
Why Adelaide
Everyone-
of all cities?
I need to explain this too. I need to explain this to you in full. Everyone I've talked to, who's described Australia to me, has described it as a place that is full of that I would hate. They're like, it's terrible. Everything is hot. Everything is terrible. You don't want to go there. Nature wants to kill you. And every time they do, every time I describe individual details, it sounds like a place I really, really, really want to live. Right? It's nice and warm. They got palm trees. Everybody likes beer. Everybody watches Seinfeld. Everybody speaks in a funny accent. Right? They have lots of animals. They got a big ass desert. This sounds great. Right? I
My
would
brother in
love
Christ,
to
we
live
have
in
all
Adelaide.
those things in America.
Yeah, like just move to fucking Arizona.
But you don't get the funny accent. I like the funny
get the-
accent.
Right?
The funny accent is a key decider in where you live.
I like Australia a lot. I think it's a lovely place.
Good
I like
eye.
Adelaide.
What about Adelaide specifically is appealing to you? Like, why not any other cities or any particular?
Okay,
reason?
there's several different layers here, so just bear with me.
Oh boy.
Okay, first off, in all there's only like 6 cities in Australia because it's just a barren wasteland for the most part. You've got like Darwin, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, and Melbourne, right? Now Sydney's huge. It's like the New York City of Australia, so that one's out. I don't like giant cities, right? Perth really is in the middle of nowhere. Like it's the only one that's isolated on the western side, and so that one's out. Melbourne and Brisbane are both lovely, but they're kind of big, and I like small cities. And then you get like Adelaide, right? Adelaide's like the Rochester of Australia, right? It's small, but it's still a city, and they've got a pretty large, suburb area middle class, which I like. They got beautiful beaches. Plus, because it's down south in Australia, you do get some days that are not in the blisterings. You'll get, like in the summer it's quite hot in the hundreds and 110s, but in
Okay,
the
hold
winter
on.
it'll be in the 60s.
Hold on. Unless I missed like probably like your opening point. It sounds like all of us have described a place we'd want to visit, and you're just describing a place you'd want to live.
I think that is true. I think I'm describing a place I'd like to live.
I mean, it's still travel. It still fits. Yeah.
But I mean, I'd also like to visit there too. I know what I want. I want beaches. But if Adelaide
you can't
is
fault
off
a
the
man
table,
for that. You can't fault a man
yeah,
for
like,
knowing what
if,
he
I
wants.
mean-
that like there's a bunch of YouTube channels I watch that all somehow all related to Adelaide, right? Like I think last time I mentioned like Brady Haran. He's a huge childhood hero of mine. I love him a lot. He's from Adelaide. He's from Glenelg, which is in Adelaide. Or like Dank Pots. Guys ever seen Dank Pots?
Never heard of him.
Nope.
Okay, he's a YouTuber. He does like iPod stuff. Right? He's from Adelaide. Or like Unlisted Leaf, which is a big Pokemon YouTuber from when I was a kid. He's also from
What the fuck is
Adelaide.
this?
So there's all these like different guys I know from Adelaide who I like. But it is kind of Adelaide and also quite Australian. So if I actually had to choose a place to like visit for a couple of days, I think I'd probably visit. I'm not sure. Either it'd be Jerusalem or Osaka, Japan.
Ooh.
Do you have an anime to
pull off-
accompany Osaka, or is it just plainly the city?
I don't think I've seen an anime.
Okay,
like
good. So we're
outside of, like,
we're good.
Does
That's all I
Pokemon
needed to
count?
know.
I've seen Pokemon.
I wouldn't count it personally, but
Well, I've seen like a bunch of the Ghibli films. Those are anime, but none of those are set in Osaka. No, I like Osaka because it's really bright and it's very compact, and like the pictures of it are very colorful. I think I'd like that. Tokyo is another choice too. Japan in general, I guess. Or Israel, though. I actually would visit Israel. But like Japan, yeah, maybe if I was a millionaire and money was of no object, I'd go down there. But I really would like to visit Jerusalem at some point. I think that'd be a really cool place to visit. There's so much history there. Plus, you got like the Church of the Holy Scapular, the Wailing Wall, all these staples of the core three religions of the world that I can bumble about within. It'd be very cool. It'd be very cool. I would enjoy a lot. So that's I guess if I had to choose one, Glenelg, Australia. But if I had to choose one that was actually like legit, you're gonna give me money to go there, I would choose Israel or Jerusalem, specifically the city of Jerusalem.
That's a good choice. So Jerusalem is good. I would enjoy going there too, I think.
Yeah, you would have to learn like well, English won't really cut it. I'll have to learn probably like Hebrew, I guess, or Arabic.
Learn Arabic or Hebrew. Which one's easier to learn, I guess?
I'm not sure which one's easier to learn. If I had to learn one, I guess I'd learn Hebrew. But I don't really know which one's easier.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably find an Arabic teacher easy without me having to pay them. So I'd learn Arabic. But you kind of begin to know. You're not in my mosque, so you wouldn't. You don't have access to those two.
That is correct. I'm not in your mind. I'm.
He said mosque, but
oh, we said mosque.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about his. I can't hear what he's saying. I'm sorry. Okay, I have one last one to throw up there, and I've got some images of this one. Not my own images, just images. But have you guys ever seen the movie, Princess Mononoke?
Nope.
Never heard of it.
You're missing out.
It's a great movie. It's a Ghibli. Anyway, it's based off of real location, and the location is Yokoshima in Japan, which is like a southern island of Japan. And its climate is very tropical, but its foliage is quite woodsy. And so you get these very beautiful. I'm gonna send you some pictures. But it's very beautiful. It's very green, and it's very lovely.
This is a plug here. If you haven't, you should watch Princess Mononoke. I'm into
one of the best movies, I think.
I would argue it's one of his only really spectacular ones. Like they're all good for if you're pursuing a type of mood. But if you want to talk actual good films, Princess Mononoke was one of his best ones.
I think it was one of his best too. Although I'm quite fond of The Spirited Away. I think that one's. That was the first one I watched to get the surprise factor. I watched those in the best circumstance, right? Where I didn't know what it was. Nobody told me anything about it. I just saw it one day in a DVD copy in my brother's room. I was like, "Hey, we should watch this." And we did, and it blew me away. Spirited Away. Highly recommend. As a movie. And I don't want to spoil it any further for the two of you who haven't seen it.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it probably, but
Oh, you so should.
That. Yeah, probably. There's a lot of things I should watch, but
I mean, there's a lot I should watch too. I haven't seen a lot of movies I should see. To be honest, my list is long.
Yeah, people keep telling me I should watch Joker. I haven't watched it.
Which Joker are they telling you to watch?
The very first one, not the second one. You couldn't pay me to watch that one. The first one, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I don't even know which one. I don't even know the difference between the two.
So the first one is good, and the second one is dog shit.
Is the second one that was really edgy, and they had the edgy guy who was all edgy?
The one with Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Lady Gaga was Harley Quinn in Joker 2. You're thinking of Joker 1, the society guy.
Oh yeah, the society guy. I thought that was dumb.
We live in a society.
I still think that's kind of dumb.
We live in a society.
We have no dip, Sherlock. It's a city.
No. You gotta be careful. See, it got way too popular. If you let the meme do not do what he was actually saying justice. Not that he was even right in the first place. Just that he got to that conclusion is you gotta he's a villain. He's a comic book villain. Or I guess not following the events of Joker 2. I guess he's not a comic book villain. Hey, okay, whatever. So maybe it was pointless. Maybe the whole thing is just pointless. Don't watch Joker.
Don't watch Joker.
I thought it was pretty. It didn't hit me the right way. Right. I kind of hate those movies that are trying to really shove a message down your throat. I kind of don't like those movies. I think they're just obviously it's a good movie. Thousands watched it and many people like it. My opinion is subjective here.
Yeah. No, I get that. Did you ever see a Taxi Driver or anything like that?
I have seen Taxi Driver, and that one was better to the point where I might even say that I thought it was good. But you can see the similarity, right? It established a lot of the tropes of kind of societary commentary in movies. Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that the 60s? Was it the late 70s? Early 70s?
Something like that. It's arguably better. Like, no, you're right. It does tackle its subject matter a little less bluntly, with a little more grace and subtlety. I would agree. I could never rewatch Taxi Driver because it was, oh my, I wanted to vomit a couple times, but not because it was
That
gross,
was 76.
just because of how uncomfortable the movie made you. Like, it was stellar acting and directing, actually. Like, I was.
Yes. I'm agreeing with what you're saying. I should put out the I don't know what you said. I heard a little bit, and then it came. I think you were saying something about Taxi Driver, and I agree with whatever your sentiment is.
But they are your views alone, because he can't consent to something he can't hear.
I don't know what you're saying. Very sorry, Sam.
Was Taxi Driver was unlike Joker, it tackled its themes with a lot more subtlety and grace, and I think it was a lot better in a lot of ways. I just couldn't rewatch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I just can't rewatch Taxi Driver because it made me want to vomit like a couple times, just because it was so uncomfortable to sit through. So stellar acting on behalf of De Niro and directing from Scorsese. Did you get all that this time?
I did
You
hear
get all that?
For the most part.
I think it's been so long since I've seen Taxi Driver. I'm trying to place the movie together in my head. I don't know. I think that is an interesting way to judge if a movie is good or not. Would you rewatch it, right? Like, I've seen Star Wars. I would not rewatch Star Wars, but I've seen Spirited Away and I would rewatch Spirited Away. Like, I wouldn't watch Taxi Driver again. I saw that once. I'm good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, are the only good movies the movies that you would rewatch? What's a crazy movie that I would rewatch?
Yeah.
Deer Hunter. Have either of you seen Deer Hunter?
No.
I've not seen Deer Hunter. No.
I don't watch movies.
What do you watch, Robert? What do you watch?
Okay, well, I should say that one.
Dude, I was gonna say the same thing.
I watch
I think
YouTube.
we're all thinking the exact same thing.
I watch YouTube.
Yeah, is that what they call it these days?
Do you know what my favorite genre of like shows is? Movie shows, right? It's bad television. People always talk about good television.
Oh yeah,
no,
no,
yeah.
bad movies are fucking hilarious.
Television is
Yeah.
so bad.
I have a bad movie that I want to share with you.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Okay.
Oh, where the hell did it go?
Oh.
Oh wait, hold on, it's saved to my desktop. Okay, there it goes. Sorry, I
Oh,
instinctively
don't get me started on how the. Oh heavens!
This
Okay.
is Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. It's
What?
about
I'm sorry,
it's
great.
about a redneck named Bubba, and he makes a deal with the devil, and he turns into a werewolf. That's the plot of the movie.
So I'm gonna just quickly sum up the image that you've posted in my chat right now for the audio listeners. It's a picture of a man with a horrible werewolf mask with a shotgun in his right hand, a cigar in his mouth, and a big red hat with the number 3 for some reason. And he appears to be holding hostage another woman with a shotgun.
No, I think I'm pretty sure that's the love interest of the movie.
All right, never mind. He's gripping his love interest then.
I don't remember.
There's
I
some
watched the movie,
beers
like,
in the
3 years
corner,
ago.
and then it says Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, and then up at the top it says lowbrow, completely ridiculous, and packed to the gills with heart. Do werewolves have gills? Am I missing context? I don't. What?
It's also important to note that this movie is entirely casted with like D-list actors.
Oh, it's one of those.
Like, I'm pretty sure 98% of the people who were in this movie, that if you click on them and you look at watch movies, only this movie would show up. The only reason I watched it is because me and my dad were like, oh, we're bored as hell. There's nothing good on TV. So we go on like a free streaming service, and we saw that movie, and we read the we read like the very short, like 2-sentence synopsis about
the synopsis. That was right.
synopsis for the movie, and we're like, this looks so stupid. Let's watch it.
Uh-huh.
and then we spent the entire movie laughing at it.
I've got a show that I'm gonna share with you that, like, it honestly, God, it is a family favorite of ours in my family. I should put out there, my family, we're all doctors, right?
Mhm.
Like, my dad is a doctor, and my brother Joe is a doctor of biology, right? Just we're all very critical of things,
Oh God.
except for this show, which is so bad. It's just great.
I love Finding Bigfoot, dude. Dude,
Right,
it's-
Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Finding Bigfoot for the audience is an Animal Planet kind of a docu-series. It's so convolutedly bad. It's done on 360. It's hit that Maryland point. It's great.
Spoiler
This whole
alert,
episode,
they don't.
okay, so like every episode's like different but the same. So like here's how every episode goes. All right, they go to Wyoming, right? They have like one night out in the woods where they just go in the woods. They hit like a stick against a tree. Go, oh, you hear that? Fucking Bigfoot,
Holy
man!
shit, it's Bigfoot!
They go to a town hall meeting. In this town hall meeting, they'll call for all of the experts in the county to bring the Bigfoot stories. And you pan out, and it's just a field of rednecks who are all inbred of each other, right? And they all look at you and like, Spiff, right? Whatever the main guy's name is, right? Spiff or whatever. He'll like raise his hands, like, who here has had a Bigfoot encounter? Everybody in the room raises their hand. All right, who here took a photo? All the hands go down. It's great. And then they'll like track 2 or 3 of these guys like with the stories, try to like recreate it, and then go in the woods again and try to find the Bigfoot. And every time, because they're so unscientific, every time they go into the woods, they try something new. Like, oh, you know what track the Bigfoot? Bright lights. Let's try fireworks. You know what track a Bigfoot? Let's get a chimpanzee and put it in a cage and just put it out in the woods and see what shows up. I'm watching, Dan. It's like shit like that. It's so bad. It's
all else has failed.
fine.
All hope is lost.
Yeah,
Release
yeah.
the chimp.
All of the science is completely made up. It's all so like all of it. None of it makes any sense. And sometimes we get things that are so obviously wrong. Did they just say it? Like they'll come across a trail, right? They'll be in the woods and they see, oh look right there. You see right there, it's a creek. You know, creek's a source of water, which means it must be Bigfoot because only Bigfoots drink water. It's like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? We saw some eyes shine in the woods, and that must be Bigfoot because Bigfoot's bioluminescence for their eyes. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
And
Show.
they have like so much knowledge about Bigfoot for never having actually fucking found one. It's-
Yeah, they have so. Okay, all right. This is on a side tangent, right? This is. I'm gonna diverge away from Bigfoot and into Bigfoot, the actual mythical creature, right? Okay. In Africa, right?
Yep.
In Africa, right? Which is a big place. Lots of land. Not the most infrastructure based place in the world, right? There's like this place with really good infrastructure, but a lot of it's like dirt roads, right? We can track every single endangered species of gorilla to a T. At any given moment, we know exactly every single one of them are, right?
yeah.
There's only like, you know, some of these breeds of gorilla, there's only like 200, 300 of them left, right? We know every single one of them are.
We know where every
America.
gorilla on the planet is. We have a database. We have all of them.
But in America, right, in the States, with this people or shit or buildings everywhere, where everybody has a camera, everybody has a phone, there's highways all over the place. We can't find one? You can't find one! You nut job. Of course it's not.
You need to go talk to the gorilla people. You need to get them on this.
The gorilla people.
If you're actually serious about trying to find an animal, like there are animals we haven't discovered. As a cryptozoology, we do find species of animal we haven't seen before. But what you do is like, well, yeah, look, okay, if you're in a location and you say that, yeah, we think there's Bigfoot here at some point, right? We think there's Bigfoot in the woods of Oklahoma. Why don't you get like 100 trail cameras?
Yeah.
And just put them up and leave them for like 2 months.
Yeah, and like
gather the
get
data.
like a drone with like thermal cams or something. Like
Or not even a drone. Just put some trail cams out in the woods and just let it run for like a month and then pull them.
Yeah.
How is this not it's just... But it's a really good show. I highly recommend. If you're just looking for like drunk beer of the boys television right there, that's spot on. It's like perfect dumb television.
it is peak slop. It really is.
It's peak slop.
We should go in the same order as last time, so I think we'll do...
I do not remember the order we did last time.
I remember it. If you would just let me fucking finish my sentences for goddamn once. I swear to God.
Robert.
Swear to God. It went Sam, Robert, Dominic, and then me. And that's the order I think we should go in.
Okay.
All right, Sam, what's your closing statement? Hit me with it, big boy.
Statement. If you are an adult, never share your hobbies. If you play video games or watch anime, you will be ridiculed no matter what. That's what I learned today. Get to yourself.
Listen. I wouldn't have ridiculed you if you didn't all do it to me first. All right, I'm just saying that was cause and effect. It
was cause and effect. I think we all learned something here.
Yeah, we all learned a lesson here. Yep. So true.
I don't know what I said either.
I concur, Sam.
Yeah, exactly. That's my obituary right there. Yeah, put that on my gravestone. Clearly agree.
Y'all are just...
I didn't get that either. I think it was an insult, but I'm not positive.
All right. Should I move on to Robert?
Yeah, Robert, what's your closing statement?
My closing statement is, I want to go to...
Sorry, you just typed it in chat. You said y'all are jerks. Oh.
Alright, my closing statement. 4 minutes ago, we started the third Collective Stupidity podcast episode. I want to go visit where they filmed Mamma Mia and The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Dominic.
I just want to put it out there right now that if you live in Adelaide, Australia, and you have an apartment for rent, please email the show. If you're looking for a videographer or like a videograph journalist, please let me know.
Yeah, email at collectivestupiditybusiness@gmail.com. Let us know.
Yes, I'll let you know right now. I'll assimilate and fit in perfectly. You won't even know I'm not Australian.
Can you do an accent?
Oh geez, can I do an accent? What do Australians sound like? That's about all I got.
Nice. That was great, man. That was a great accent.
Let's see if we can do it. Folks, my name's Don. How you doing, mate? I'm down in Glenelg. I'm gonna throw some prawns in the barbie there, mate. I'm gonna have some. Want some Tim Tams if you're brought there, mate? I can come on those phones and go for the beach. How's that sound?
You were about as intelligible as Sam was this whole episode. I don't.
So there we go. Spot on.
Yeah. My closing statement. My statement is it's more of a prayer than a closing statement. For the love of God, next time, can we have everybody where they're supposed to be and start on time? I'm praying to Almighty Allah, or Yahweh, or God, or whoever. Just maybe even Vishnu. I'll take Vishnu too. For the love of God, I can't deal with this audio quality again.
On that note, by the way, I'm just thinking about it. Right, so last show went live, and I talked to like my coworkers. They know that I make the show, and I told them, hey, you should listen to the show. And I did regret that a lot at the last one because the last show was a little bit, And they listened to it, and they said, "Oh, look, a new one came out. Oh, great, I'm gonna listen to it." Oh, I said, "Hey, maybe don't." And like, "Oh, I'll be fine, Dom." I've heard nothing back. It's been 2 days now. I've heard nothing. I'm afraid to say anything in the chat.
Yeah, they hate you now. Fuck that guy.
It went dead silent.
I mean, I don't. What did you didn't do anything that wrong. I don't think it was mainly Samuel that had the villain arc at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because
he's a furry who's into bestiality. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't defend my honor right now. I'm headed into a tunnel. I gotta call it. Listen, this has got to be the end. This has got to be the end for me. You guys close out the show. I'll talk to you all next week.
And most people, when they say I'm heading into a tunnel, that's like a lie, so they can leave. But for him, that's real.
It very well could be.